Your product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Your product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you tuned into the greatest show on earth. It's the Hard Luck Show, coming at you from the bunker in Southern California. Sitting across from me, my co-host, my partner,
is Chumahan Bowen, American Indian, Southern Californian, elegant barbarian, here with another fucking banger once again.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. Got a groovy mood going on. And on sound, old Blue Eyes himself.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Sean Lewis, certified audio professional. Engineer for the Hard Luck Show.
That's what I'm talking about.
Candlesticks in the dark, visions of bodies being burned.
Shit I grew up on. Yeah.
My mother's always stressing I ain't living right.
And
going out without a fight.
our trusty intern, Special K. What's up, Special K?
Hello.
Good week, Special K?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good week.
Ah, man, this guy smiles, bro, and you can't help but get lit up.
Derizzle.
Yeah.
Derizzle.
Derizzle 28.
28.
Yeah, 28.
Derizzle.
Dude, somebody cracked the code. Remember we were trying to figure out?
What's the 28 for?
Because there's 27 Derizzles.
Oh, I don't know. I just put the 28 just because.
It's like COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Are you 28 years old?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right.
All right.
Hey, guys. It's Saturday afternoon. And you guys, listen, man, there's a handful of people that I have been reaching out to that I want to have on the show, man, that are like really, really important in my community, in my life, and people that I really, really find, I want to hear their journey, man, and hear their story. And gentleman that's about to come on, I've watched peripherally over the last 25 years. I've kind of gotten to cross paths and work with him. It's some small degree on my end, but you know, I've watched this gentleman establish himself in entertainment, bro, and he's a Brown brother, and he's just doing a lot of great things, man. I admire this guy. You know, it's been quite a journey. He comes from some places kind of like where me and my listeners come from, and yeah, he's just done a lot of great things, man, and he's doing more and more. And today I'd like to introduce our guest, Mr. Emilio Rivera, to the show. Emilio.
Hey, what's up, Big Lucks? Hey, man, finally get it on your show, man. So thank you for having me, brother. You know,
Brother,
I've been listening to some of the war stories on. So you know, we're right in time, brother. You know what I'm saying? Different time now, but we all been through the journey. You think what I'm saying, Carnal?
Absolutely, brother. And I wanted to take a moment, just because we didn't get to do it in person, was obviously my co-host, my partner for 20 years almost, Chumahan.
That's right.
And this is my sound man, engineer, Sean.
Con mucho gusto, Emilio.
And that's Special K, our intern over there. So
Yeah.
right
Right on.
stick in his head.
You know what?
There
Hey, Darren said that Special K looks like he's on an episode of Scare Straight.
Yeah.
Like they just dropped
he's
him
about
in
to
here.
be.
Hey, on what side, homie? I can't see him.
Nah, he's on the nice side. He's on the clean cut side.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He's one that's getting scared, right?
yeah, exactly.
Emilio, you man, Emilio, I not only catch you on social medias, but I mean, you're constantly crossing my path, man. And not only do I see you engaged in, obviously, your work and your profession, you know, acting and film, TV, but I see you just involved across the board, man, with like a lot of helping people, man, and a lot of involved in community and just a lot of different things, man. You're just a real stand-up guy in our community, man, and I just want to thank you for that.
Oh, man, you know, thank you for saying that, Carnal. But you know, where we come from, we took a lot. You dig what I'm saying, homie?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one way or the other, we were taking wasn't given. You know, so you know, we made it through where we're at now. And you know what, Carnal? we get to give. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we all gave, we would all have, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's my journey now, homie. I mean, I'm a very low key guy because at one time I wasn't. But you know, it's just so much. It just feels good, brother. You know, and you know, I've learned over the years that when you give from the heart, it comes back. It's just weird that way, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, you know, that's my. I mean, you know, God willing, give me another 25 more years, you know. But that's my journey now, cause you know, helping out the gente, you know.
Tell me something. I mean, listen, bro. There's only a handful. There's only a handful of people in the industry on your side of the camera. And, you know, there's a few guys out there, and you're one of them, brother. And I think that a lot of people draw conclusions. Oh, I know that guy through somebody, or I think, or they start to draw their own conclusions of where you came from and how you got to where you're at today. And I'd love for you to, because I'm not even really clear on the story. I'd love to hear about, you know, where you grew up from, and go ahead, Chumahan.
I was gonna say, why don't we preview where he's at?
Yeah.
Right. So Emilio, in terms of quote unquote, some people's definitions of success, but it's definitely one of mine, is obviously you're on some very major television shows before COVID, right? Back when television was still on television, and then as it transitioned to streaming, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then that show spawned another show. Another classic show, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you mind? Disculpe, but just can you tell us what the shows are and where they're at, just so that we get a preview and then we can find out how it is that you got to where you got to?
The first show that I did for 7 years was called Sons of Anarchy. And now we got a spin-off now to Mayans M.C. So this is my 10th year playing the same character, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's blessing. I thank God every day, you know. So God willing, we got 5 more seasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time.
But I mean, I don't know if people really understand it, but Sons of Anarchy is a very successful show at a time when television was maybe at its zenith before the shutdowns and all the other stuff that started to happen. I mean, that was a show that you watch Sons of Anarchy and you would think like, well, that's only for a niche audience. Maybe only a certain group of people are going to understand that show. And somehow, and maybe Emilio, you can talk to this, how did that show hit so broadly? Like, what about?
You know what? Because, you know, first of all, for me, I described it was like a Sopranos on wheels. You know
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Exactly.
Good
You know,
explanation.
And the thing was, you know, when they first wrote it, they presented it to me, I knew it was going to be a hit, bro. Because, you know, growing up, you know, when I was a little kid, you know, we'd be in the car, and then a bunch of bikers, whether it was the Hells Angels or the Mongols, would pull up, and my mom and dad would be like, "Don't look at them, don't look at them, don't look at them," right? Because they were scared, you know. And so we would look straight ahead, but I was always intrigued by that look, you know, the bikes and stuff. And then what it was, bro, is that when we did Sons of Anarchy, people could actually look at these bikers in the comfort and safety of their home. You know what I'm saying?
From their couch.
Kind of imagine how they live their lifestyle, you know. So I knew it was going to be a hit, brother, you know, and it was, you know.
Right. And then the show that spun off of that was what? What's
the Mayans we're doing right now?
The Mayans. Right.
The Mayans. That was my character was the founder of the Mayans, and that they people liked the character and the club so much that they made a series, you know, for ourselves. You know, it says La Raza. They're so beautiful, brother. So beautiful, man.
Let me ask you this real quick. How do they approach you, or how did they actually determine that, like, yeah, you know what, there's a huge fan base for the Mayans that we need to now give it its own platform?
They dug my character, bro. You know, that's one thing that I, if it didn't ring true in my head, see, I'm from the streets, bro. So, you know, I'm gonna always be, I take my loyalty, how I was raised, to my characters. You dig what I'm saying? And if something doesn't ring true to me, I'll politely ask, you know, I wouldn't do this, man. You know, this wouldn't happen. And I, you know, thank God, you know, Kurt Sutter, you know, who was my boss for 9 years, would take heed to what I would say. And it's funny because over the years, and I travel over the country on different bike events, and every president from every club has come up to me and said, "Hey, man, you know what? You represent us right." You know, and what I'm saying is because I got the dignity and the proudness of it, you know, and that's what it is, brother. You know, that's what it is. You know, it's too bad that shit goes down, but you know, sometimes between the clubs, but you know, whenever you're wearing a different color, different bandana, different flag, you know, shit's gonna bound to go down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's sad because so much for the community. They really do, man. You know.
I was thinking about that because I was thinking like, you know, we can take it out of these shows. Let's say, let's say The Sopranos, okay, just to keep everything general or whatever, because I'm not trying to get in trouble with anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but okay, so like in The Sopranos, there's like a weird line that's being walked because on the one hand, you want it to be as real as possible and you want it to have some validity. On the other hand, it's a television show that's supposed to appeal to a wider group. And I got to imagine, like, in the Sopranos situation, there has to be a little bit of a conversation with some of the guys that might have been there or know who was there. And so what is the strategy for a guy like who's a producer of a show that might not have even been there to be able to have the respect and or ability to talk with everybody and try to keep everybody feeling respected? I got to feel like that's a tough battle.
That's actually a great question. And I have turned down jobs in the past when people are going to use different names that are real. And I say, listen, you don't change the name, I can't do your project. Well, because out of respect, I'm not going to disrespect you. Dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you know, and I will bring it to their attention. I go, just, you can't say this. You cannot say this is actual shit that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. To a certain extent, you dig what I'm saying? But one thing you don't mention names. If you're going to use a neighborhood name, change it up, because even then, you don't want to raise eyebrows from nobody. You know what I'm saying? At least, and I don't, you know, because I come from the place, and I know a lot of people, and out of respect, I can't go that way. And I'll just see, I'll politely say, no, I can't do it. I'll find a different reason to say I can't do it. Or if I like a project a lot, I'll say, change this. And most of the time, they'll do it because I know more. You know what I'm saying? And a smart producer or director will pay attention to an actor who's actually been there, you know?
Right. Well, so it's great because you said smart producer. So my next question is, and you may or may not be able to answer it, but has there been any people that weren't so smart that had to maybe get a message a certain way to understand why it can't be done that way?
You know, I don't, you know, if it has, you know, I just stay out of everything. You know what I'm saying? I know my lines, and if you didn't know the lines, then you should, you know, then good luck, or you know, you should have asked. You know what I'm saying? You have to ask, man. You have to ask, brother. You know, it's just like anything in life, brother. You know, it's just it is what it is. You know.
Right. What about?
Gotta respect a culture that's been there before you. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe I'll put it in the Rocky Balboa context or like the whatever context, because sometimes in those kind of films, right, some of the people that are in the film start thinking they are a fighter because they got into it. So did you ever see kind of sometimes some people that are playing a part that all of a sudden they forget that it's a role and they start puffing up and getting crazy?
You know, it's really that's comical to me, bro. You know, you got to understand, I come from the 70s, 80s, and a little bit of the 90s.
Right.
Real, I'm saying real shit. And I was one of the nutcases that ran out there. Anyway, and I don't want to, you know, touch too much on that because I was kind of a fuck up, you know. But anyway, you know, I remember one time these guys that, you know, are actors, you know, they're cool, they're nice guys, you know, but they shave their heads. But they don't understand that with that shaved head comes, you know, some responsibility, you know. Yeah. And I was in a different part of town, and I was strolling the way I strolled, and they saw me, and they came up to me. They go, "Hey, bro, wow, you really walk that way, you know?" And I said, well, "I only walk one way, Carnal." You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But because I changed it up, it was really weird how. And then they would wonder why they were getting hit up, and they're acting all hard on, you know, on set and stuff, this and that. And I just look at them, you know, and I just say, "Hey, homie, you know, like, and then I see them trying to act hard in the street, and then they get checked real quick, bro, because that's what's going to happen. You know, you know, where you wore that uniform, or try to wear the uniform, you know, you're going to get checked, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not as much as it is now as it was, but now things like cheap, trip now. I trip you now because now even it's a cool look. I mean, it's cool. It's just different. It's really different now. You know, and back in my time, you dress like that, you might not make it back home that day.
Right.
They're going to say the way it was. So I take I respect the look because I know what really comes with it, where I come from, where I came from.
Right. All right.
You
So,
can't joke. It's not a joke.
right. So, okay, great. So now we understand the Mayans, Sons of Anarchy. You can't get any really, and listen, I'm blowing it up. All right. I mean, Emilio's obviously a very humble man. Drinks a lot of coffee, but I'm going to blow it up and say that's about the pinnacle of success that you can get. That ain't a guy with Instagram followers trying to be an influencer. That's a guy that's doing the deal. All right. So, and how do we get, right? Emilio, where did you actually start out at in your life?
As far as acting or what or not?
No, in your life, man.
Oh, okay. When I was 4 years old, I was born in Texas, San Antonio, homie. And we're from the my parents were from the Piscas, from the fields, I was in the fields, but not, picking. They were picking, I was playing,
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1965, we shot down and moved from LA from Texas to California. We ended up in an area called Frogtown in 1965. And same story. I was 12 years old, got jumped in the neighborhood. It was crazy in our times, but it really was. You really had to prove yourself, and I was the oldest of the family. So and I came out, in my upbringing, we were just trained to fight. All my uncles, my dad, we were scrappers, bro. And you couldn't lose a fight, because if you lost a fight, you get your ass kicked at home, And I had these big ears, homie. I grew into them. When I was a kid, they used to think about 8. So and it was cold. The kids would come and hit my ear, right?
Yeah.
And it would hurt. It was cold, I remember I came home crying, I was 8 years old, My dad beat the shit out of me, man. He goes, "Don't you ever fucking come crying again." And he goes, "If you come here, kid, I'm gonna hit you every time you come home." So that taught me a fighter, bro. And then I trained boxing, I trained everything, and then what happened, bro, is that I was bred to be a tough guy, a real tough guy, nothing fake about me. So at a very young age, like when I was 14, I would choose on the older people, the older homies, And what happens, I would do it, I would just get down with it, and I was real good at what I did. And what it was is that then I got the respect at a very early age, because, if you thought you were big and bad for 10 years, I could pull your covers real quick, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I got the respect at a very young age, the guy was a nut. I loved to fight. I was crazy, bro. I was just, it was bred into me so much that that's all I wanted to do, and I was a great athlete, so, and then Bruce Lee was my tanker now. So, we all want to be Bruce Lee, right? So always, train the padas, the fucking chingazos, so I just, man, it was, and then, and I was an athlete, so I was a late bloomer with the drugs, and so when I was 18, I got, it's a big story, homie. I got a lot of shit going on, but too many fucking stories. But I started heroin when I was 18, and I'm a trash can junkie. See, I'm a real hyper motherfucker. I'm a hyper guy. I have a rage. I always had a rage in me, So the heroin brought me down, but I like that, PCP and coca was fucking big. So
you like it all, brother.
Oh yeah. And I used to, I got into speedball for many years. I used to just dig that shit, And I always had a good hand. I've never been the brightest cat, bro. And I did the fucking 10th grade 3 times and shit. But and then I got a lot of troubles. I got shit, bro. Thank God has watched me, bro. I got away with that, huh? Yeah, fuck. I can't talk too much about about me too much like that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I was high on everything every day for 11 years. There was something going on, I had to do something, and now I look at it now because to stay out of prison, I had to go see a lot of psychiatrists over the years, the diversion. I would say, you want 3 to 5, or I'll take the diversion. There was always a program, homie, that you can do, and what I was doing all those years, Carnal, is I was self-medicating, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now I know what it is because of all the psychiatrists I've seen over the years, And the heroin was my own self-medication, but to be normal, I had to do PCP or cocaine. And what happens, bro, is that, in my barrio in the 80s, when you slammed it, the curas, the cops, were always in the barrio. And what they would do they would come over and they would pinch your arm. Now, if you pinch your arm, bro, let's say you were slamming today, tomorrow, pinch your arm, blood will come out of that mark. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, bro, I started learning how to, rock it up, the crack. So now I can get the same rush, Holmes, without having the marks in my arms. You know what I'm saying? But that crack cocaine, it was the demise of my drug career, bro. You know what I mean? It took me down to the ground because I was already a violent man, and it just made me. I thought I was King Kong, homie. I mean, you couldn't hurt me, bro. I mean, I remember fighting with the Judas, bro, and I was dropping them because it was PCP and crack, but I was dropping them like flies because you get so much strength, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there was like 4 of us in the barrio that we always, we always were dressed sharp, had a female car, a nice car. And we would always work out. We know the barrio, bro. You walk fucking back arms and shit, just knock motherfuckers out, and hey, homie. But then we used to go to one of my homeboys' house, and rest in peace, Big Alfred, and there was 4 of us, and we would smoke some shit. And then, we'd be, one of his rooms was all just a big mirror, homie, just a big fucking mirror. We just get the dumbbells, homie, and our thing to do was this vein that we had coming out of our arm was to make it explode. Like the whole thing was who's gonna make. We literally thought we were gonna make it blow up, like literally, like blow up. And so you there for like hours, bro, on fucking PCP, homie, blah 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 blah. And then the next day, for the next 2 days, you couldn't move shit.
You fucked. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was
that's some real pre-workout, right?
Hey, homie, that was some stupid shit, homie. I think now, I just celebrated. I got May 15th. I got 31 years clean and sober, homie.
Wow.
I don't talk about my gang life and stuff because even when I get introduced, I did comedy for 10 years. I never brought it up where I was from and stuff because I don't want to never be that guy and say, "Oh, look at me now." That's not me, homie. To me, I should be dead or washed up right now. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not, and I don't want to throw that in nobody's face. Because I always acted like a motherfucker, homie. Something I'm not proud of no more. And it's really weird, homie, because like my enemies back then, we literally would blast at each other. That's how it was in the 80s, homie. It was fucking cowboy days, homeboy, to the max, right? And now we're older, and I run into some of these vatos here, and I hire them to ride their bikes on my show, bro. It's like because we ride, we got a thing in common. We love Harleys, and we're all older now, and you know what? It's fucking a trip, bro. It's because at one time it wasn't like that, and we laugh about it now because we survived it, Holmes. We actually survived it, and it's a trip because some of these guys I know from different barrios now that we're all older. I'm 60 years old, Holmes, so it's like I like them just as much as the homeboys I grew up with. It's just so fucked up that it was a street or a block that separated us. You know what I mean? Because we could have been brothers. You know what I mean? It's a trip, brother. It really is, man. It's sad because so many lives were lost in those years, even to now, but not as bad as then. And man, it would have been so much nicer the other way. You know what I'm saying? I always had that fucking attitude. You know what I mean? That 2-second rule. That was always in effect with me, bro. I would look to see who wanted something because I know what I could do. You know what I'm saying? I was a fool, dog. I was a fucking fool.
It's funny. We just were talking about it just now. We were talking about with Sean. I think it was on the last show. We were talking about prison, right? And we were talking about how when you get to prison, the dudes that you're going to be rolling with and the dudes you're going to be celled up with when you get to the joint are your enemies, more than likely. The chances of you having a homeboy on that same yard are kind of slim, but the chances of you having gente from your área. So when I get to the yard, I might be with dudes from Sotel or Culver City or, you know what I'm saying? That's who those are going to become the people I trust my life with. But,
right? It's a trip. You know what it was? Check this out. It's very good you said that, So I remember, back in my time, that shit was going down. Then something went down that was real bad, so I had to go take care of business, right? Go talk to some people. But anyway, so I get a phone call. Right? And so I always, I had 4 good homies that I only see. The thing with me, bro, is that our barrio was, decent sized barrio, but I only had a few people in my clique. You had to be somebody to run with me. I was because I didn't trust nobody. I trust you, but not really. I know who I
Right.
can trust. You dig? So you keep the circle small, even though it's the same audio. I like you for this. You got good
Right.
music, but everybody we have different things. We do different things, you know. And the thing was, and something happened and whatever, you know. And so I get a phone call and said, "Hey, Holmes, don't go over there, you know." "What do you mean don't go over there?" You know, like, "Hey, Holmes, you know, well, I'm busted with so and so." And I go, "Well, that's what are you talking about? Hit him, bro." And then now, homie, that's not how it works over here. You got to fucking we run together here. I go, "So wait a minute, you're gonna be friends over there, but I got a thing going on over here." And they go, "That's you know, it's good." But it took me a long time to understand that. And sometimes you had to just, you know, be cool, you know, because so-and-so was a good camarada and he was a good camarada of mine. And this shit, it's a trippy circle, which now, you know, I would get mad. Like I would get frustrated sometimes. Like I'll say, "Wait a minute, homie, I'm over here. I got to fucking go feed my family. I got to go take care of the streets. I got to find out who's doing what over here, taking care of, you know, banging with each other. And you guys are getting along in there, homie. What's up with that?" I would get mad at my own people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but that's just the rules, bro. Everybody has different rules, you know. So, yeah, you know, it's a trip. I like it. I mean, I think about it, and I just wish everybody would just get along.
Well, yeah, that brought it up because, like you're talking about, it takes until now, as you're older, to find out that these are good homies, these are good gente, it could be my brother. I mean, dude, I've got friends, man, that are like my road dogs, my brothers from other neighborhoods, you know, and we didn't get to find this out until after we got older and things started to cool a little bit. And it was like, man, we were letting city blocks keep us separate, you know. And
for us, sometimes for us it was the LA River, homie.
Right.
You know what I'm talking? It was you know, but you know what's so weird, bro, is this, you know, I get it.
Me too.
I don't want a guy like me who ran as hard as I did, because that's all my body was my life, homie. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had kids since I was 21. My kids I have older kids, 38, 39 now. But what I'm saying is that my body was my life. That was I wanted. It was really weird. You wanted to die for the body. You'd be some kind of fucking martyr, bro. But you know, as time went on, I lost 44 of my guys in the streets. You know, and you know, man, you know, another thing I realized is that when we die, you die. It was, we all, you know, throw some beer, you know, smoke a frao, smoke a joint, whatever. And then we don't go visit you no more. We only visit you when we go bury another homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because life goes on, we got shit to do, carnal. You know what I'm saying? And so no, man, you know, don't die for your value, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I understand it. If somebody's going through doing that right now, I get it, because sometimes you think that's all there is, and it's not, homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's interesting what you guys are saying, because I think to a certain extent, you know, a lot of older generation guys, you know, in a lot of different fields, you could even take it outside the field that you guys are talking about and say, like, even in wars and soldiering and all this other kind of stuff, a lot of guys that survive some stuff, they get older and they have a little more wisdom and they start seeing more similarities, right?
Absolutely.
And you start realizing. But then you try to carry that back to the younger people to say, hey, you know, it's not really like you think it is. I understand, but there's more to it. And let me try to explain it. And for whatever reason, the young people have a hard time taking that in.
They're not going to. A lot of times they're not. I got to remember, like what Emilio said, is I understand where they're coming from. I also haven't lost touch with who I was at that age, and I wasn't having it. I don't care who you were. And if you really had a really deep story, I'd already glorified it. Right? So and that's why you know, Emilio, I'd rather work in the light and let those people that want to change find me. Instead of me, I'm not going to go stand at a corner and preach. I got little homeboys from my neighborhood who are active. That's how they get down. My job not for me personally. I'm not going to go preach on the corner and try and pull dudes out of the hood. Not my own homeboys. But what I am going to do is I'm going to, in the light, I'm going to do me. And there's plenty of opportunities for you to come along and try this, you know, and that's really my service, you know, because I do understand, man, what they're going through, and I couldn't be reached, man. I got lucky to live through it.
Right.
And,
the deal is this, is that by you going more forward and forward, you set an example saying, hey, I can do that. That's where I'm from. He comes from my streets, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just, hypothetically, streets are the streets, homeboy, you know what I'm saying? And you show that you and I and all you guys, we show that there's more that we can do. You know what it is? Like next week, I'm talking to, I'm doing a Zoom, of course. I usually do it in person, but I'm doing 2 juvenile halls on Wednesday. Thursday,
Really?
Wednesday, whatever. I just got the schedule. The thing is this, that's the good thing what you said, because, you can't help nobody unless they want to get help. That's just bottom line. I mean, I try to help out a lot of people, in my family, not just in my family, but in general. And unless they want to get help, they're not going to get help. So, but you know what, Carnal, is that because of social media, I mentored so many people, because it doesn't hurt me to fucking write you back, especially.
That's right, man.
So, and you know what, Holmes, check this out. So this is and I don't put nobody on blast. I will never, I see people, they say something nice and they blast it. Look what the message I got today. Oh, fuck all that, homie. That's not what it's for.
Right.
It's, you see me, Carnal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I get stuff like, hey, Holmes, like veteranos like myself say, hey, Holmes, you know what? My kids changed his life not because of me. I try to school them, but because of what you've done. He goes, I want to, gracias, I go, you know what? Send me this, and I'll follow that kid,
Right.
That kid.
Right.
Or just say, hey, I got my chip, Holmes, you keep me, inspire me. You don't know how many of those messages I get. You know what? It feels fucking good, homeboy. It feels fucking. And then you know what? I'll say, send me your 9-month chip, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And I got something that's been going on for 2 years now. I got 2.5. It's fucking chingon, vato. Hey, let me see where your kids at. And you can see these kids that were cholos, and still the estilo still feed me. You can never deny a good dressed cholo, homie. You can never deny that estilo is timeless.
Right.
But then they'll change. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man. It's fucking beautiful. That's my payback, homeboy. Because you know what? My wife, my boy, my 5 dogs, my familia, we're doing feed, man. I mean, we're in good health. We have good health. So when I see other people, doing good, it makes me feel good. But that's what it's all about, homeboy.
Brother, there's nothing I like more than seeing my friends do well. And anything outside of that, I really don't understand, bro. I don't understand all that other shit, brother.
You know what, Carnal? This is the deal. But let me tell you, Lux, this is the way it goes, homie. And this is the way I've always been from the get. See, when I first got in the business, Holmes, I was a little bit rough. I always looked freedom. I was always wanting clothes. I used to, since youngster, right? I was brought up that way. Shiny shoes. We dress different. We just look freedom, right? So when I got in the game, I would go to these classes, like acting classes. Bonnaroo out, homie. Down my Imperials, fucking shiny.
Yeah.
And all these actors would be, with their chanclas, their slip-ons and their torn jeans, and they'd be like, all like, like just happy, the way you're supposed to be, just like chill, right?
Right.
And I'd be in the corner standing up, homie. I didn't want to make on my clothes, right?
Serio.
And they'd be like, are you going to sit down, Mr. Rivera? And I said, no. And what happens, bro, is that I would go in there, and you're supposed to learn monologues. And what I would do, I would just go on stage and just tell stories of my life. And motherfuckers be crying. They were crying in the audience, bro. Where did you get that from? I got that from my life. You know what I'm talking about? and my mentor, who became my mentor, said, listen, check this out. Oh, this is fucking a racket, dog. I'm going to tell you what it is, homie. So he goes, hey, listen, it was already the 8th week. It's a 12-week class. He goes, listen, man. He goes, you got a lot of stuff here, and you know how to put it out here. And that's what an actor does, goes from the heart and goes into his face. He goes, now you're going to go to the next level. But so-and-so over there, who, by the way, sucked, like he had no, maybe he'll get it one day, but he didn't get the first 8 weeks, right? He goes, he's going to go advanced too with the next class. He goes, because this is a business. We're here to make money. So, bro, everybody was going to make it, Holmes. Like, whether you sucked or you were good, you were going to make it. And it's fucked up because it was just a money thing, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I learned that real early on in my career. She goes, but you know what? I want to work with you one-on-one because you got something, man. You can do something with this stuff, And that's what happened. I dropped out of school. The acting class, and just studied one-on-one with him, bro. You dig what I'm saying? But my hand, when I tried to go to the acting schools where it was all raza, they didn't accept me, Holmes. And I hated it. And I couldn't get it. So my mentor told me, hey, you know what? If they don't want you, go to an all-white school. So I went to all right white Armenian school, Glendale College, and they took me in with open arms, homie. You know what I'm saying? And to represent my people, I made sure I was always on point. I was going to throw down on that stage, and I did, homie. It happened for me real quick. So then fast forward, 8 years later, Manny started a thing called Suspect Entertainment with all real about this from the joint. And so I would have Manny send me his guys to my pad, and I would train them so they wouldn't get the same treatment they got from the way I got it. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I wanted to welcome them, homeboy. And I'm saying this story right now is because this is the way it is. And I've always been. Always root for your fellow actor, your fellow man, whatever business it is, bro, because it's enough for everybody. I've always told Manny, bro, it's enough for all of us, now. You know what I'm saying? And if you do that, Moose, again, when you do it from the heart, it all comes back, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to help, brother. It ain't all just for you, you know what I mean?
That's right.
That's interesting. I mean, there was so many great things that you and Steve just said that I wanted to kind of go back and visit. But one of the things you said, Emilio, Mr. Rivera, is you were talking about how it took a lot of psychiatrists for you to start to really come back and take a look at some of the other things. And I kind of wanted to understand from a real level, right? How hard was it for you to work with a psychiatrist or a therapist in the beginning to start getting honest with yourself about what it is that you're looking at? Like, I know me, right? I'm not from the same situation you guys are from, but I mean, I've gone to therapist, and it was like 6 months of lying in the beginning because I didn't know what the fuck what the point of it all was, and it took a minute before I started to really be like, oh, wait a second, there is something here that I need to look at. How about for you?
Well, you know what, brother? My whole thing was, growing up the way I grew up, men are not allowed to cry.
Right.
Since I was a kid, I was not allowed to cry. So I put a lot of pain out there with these because the only way I cried was with my hands, homie. You know what I'm saying? So my first 15 years of my life, homie, it was just, I was rough, bro. I had anger issues, homie. Like, I look to see how I could fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? I was never, that's one thing is in my life, I was never the thief guy. I was never a thief, bro. I always worked. I was too proud to steal, but I didn't mind. But I was, I'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? And that was me. And so my whole thing was, my whole time I would go to psychiatrist was for anger management, every single fucking time, bro. And I had a lot of priors, so, and I would just get, but the thing that helps you is this: you had a family and you had a feed mahale. I always had a good job. I was a mechanical engineer, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? Like I build shit, I make it run, And the thing is, but I had a bad temper, Holmes. And see, it didn't matter who I was around. It could be the guy from the street or the fucking the $1 million man. I still to this day, I'm a nice guy now, but you have to treat me, you have to respect me, Holmes. Like there was never a hierarchy with me. Like we're always the same. Respect me, I respect you. If you disrespect me, then I have to get active on you. You know what I'm saying? I had no tolerance for it. And in real life, that's not the way life is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, brother.
That's right. Let me ask you this then. Where did it come from? So I understand the part because I have a lot of people that try to tell me that men aren't emotional and women are emotional. I go, men are emotional. They're just only able to show it in certain ways. They can't cry. They can fight. They can't do this, but they can do that. And that a lot of sadness even, right, comes out in anger. But what I wanted to ask you was, where did it come out from? Where did the chip, right, on the shoulder or whatever it is come from for you where you were like, I don't care who you are. You're going to treat me with respect.
My dad, bro. My dad was just that way. You know what I'm saying? And if you were to sass off to my dad, if you ain't did that with your teeth, like what? That was a backhand, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got a lot of backhands because I was not the kid. I was kind of like, I had the ADD. Now I know I had like ADD and shit, but I stuttered a lot, and then my dad would hit me. Like if I was stuttering too much before he goes, I'll be da 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 da, and then he would just hit me like, spit it out, cabrón, spit it out, So, and you can't hit your dad back. That's the most disrespectful thing you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would take it out in the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you weren't allowed to cry. You couldn't feel. So I let everything out of my hand, and then that made me feel, releasing my hands made me feel that was my release, homie. You know what I'm saying? Hurting somebody made me feel good. It was weird, man.
Right. And so then where in the process did it actually crack for you where you were like, oh, wait a minute, I really can't, I've got to get control of this thing. I can't be doing this.
I can't really say that, bro, because, I said it before in an interview many years, 15 years ago, I said this in an interview, and just like 8 years ago, bro, it almost bit me. It almost bit me in my ass in the court, bro. You dig what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean, it came up, bro, and I go, what the fuck? And they showed the video, and what it is, they showed the edited version, right, Holmes? They only showed the part that, okay, the bad part, I did some fucked up shit. Anyway, regardless, but they didn't show the turning point of my life. So the judge goes, so I looked at him, I said, Your Honor, I told my lawyer, I go, can my client have an hour and a half to get you the real video? And so he gave us a little recess. This is just 8 years ago, Holmes. And then, so I called my guy, and he's a video guy. And I go, hey, bro, I need 3 copies right now, homeboy. My lawyer, their lawyer, and the fucking judge, right? I go, I need it like now, Holmes. And he was at the courthouse in 1 hour. I gave him the real fucking tape, one for me, and we saw it. The judge went to his quarter, saw the tape, and he fucking was disgusted. He said, you know what? You want to show me a video that was edited? This man has changed his life. He goes, and then my case was dismissed. You know what I'm saying? So it's, so I can't, it's just, I like to say is that my violentness caught up to me in the very, I was yeah, man, and even though when I got clean, and I was doing this acting thing, and I still had that mean streak in me. And I gotta tell you, Cardinal, this is what happened, bro. This is what fucking happened, bro. The heart was still dark. It was hard as fuck. I didn't give a fuck, bro. I mean, you were my friend, we were good. But if I didn't know you, you didn't mean shit, And I got a dog. I got my first fucking dog when I was 32 years old, right, Holmes? And that fucking dog, bro, fucking changed my heart, Holmes. It was fucking, hey, Holmes, and it started like making me feel a little bit soft. And like, I didn't like it at first, but he was making me feel, bro, like, fuck, this fucker is badass. He just loves me. He just loves me, man. And ever since I was 30, I'm 60 now, I've never been without a dog now, home. Now I got 5 fucking dogs, bro, because they changed my life so much. So I do a lot of charities. Wait, that's my dog, Doc. Let me go from
Yeah. Let the dog, let the dog in.
Who let the dogs in?
Yeah, let them in. Man, that's so true. I hear that a lot from a lot of different people, which is that having a pet is the beginning of being able to crack the emotional piece or the heart open, because for some reason there's something about a dog that it's not a human that allows it to occupy a different space in your heart, right? And then on top of that, the dog itself has the capacity for so much love, and it's unconditional that starts
way more capacity than a human.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bro. You know what? I for me, they're my kids, homie. I mean, they live good, but they bring so much happiness to my heart, brother. And I think this, awesome. Brother. I think if I would have had we weren't allowed to have dogs. We just another mouth to feed. We were pretty poor growing up, I mean, I was 8 years. My first job, I was throwing the paper. I was 8 years old. I'd make $30 a month back in 1969, right? And the $30 I got on payday, I had to give $15 for rent, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? So I've been paying rent since I was 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? And but that's one thing, it was I didn't get it at the time, but you know what? Since I was 8 till now, I always got a little bit of money in my front pocket, homie. My dad instilled that you got to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to be proud and always have money in your pocket, take care of your familia. But I think if I would have had a dog growing up, I wouldn't have been as violent as I was, homie, because I would have some kind of compassion, which I had no compassion for nobody. I was very, very, very mean, bro. I mean, nice but mean, just like always stupid, bro. It was always a way to let these motherfuckers out. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. And the dog, if I think I would have just been a nicer guy, bro.
Which right, and then you start moving into the art form in which you're in now, and like you were saying, right? It's the heart to the expression to the face, and so now right. From what I've heard from other actors or whatever, it's like, okay, if you want to really get into a role, then you got to start unlocking even more doors, right? You got to start going internally. So do you have a process now by which you're working to say like, okay, I'm going to get into this, or I'm going to open up?
The thing is this, is that I've lived 8 lives, brother. I mean, I lived 8 full lives. I live more than what most people live, than the whole family will ever see. You know what I'm saying? The thing is because this is the deal. When you don't give a fuck, dude,
there you go. Tell them, preach it.
You go through all kinds of shit because you get yourself in this shit. You
Yeah.
just don't do it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And I didn't give a fuck for the first part of my life. So I've been through a lot of shit and got out of it, homie. I don't know how I did just shit. Sometimes I was just because I was a fast runner that, you know what I'm talking about? But the thing is, I knew my ways in and out. But the thing is, because I've been through so much in my life and I've seen so much, it's in my back pocket, homie. Whenever any character I play, I can draw from anything you see me on screen because I've already done it. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. I know I've seen it. I know how it was. And what's good about this shit, bro, is that sometimes I have to revisit that, and it's a fucked up thing to revisit. But then when I get home, I let it go. When it happened, it's part of your life for a long time. Bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a trip, man. It's a trip. Acting's therapy for me, Cardinal. It really is, man. It really is. It saved my fucking life, my boy.
Let me ask you another question, which is I'm just fascinated to know. Who were you in the acting world that you met that you were like, holy fuck, that guy to me or that gal to me is the pinnacle? And I know it's cool for everybody to be like, well, I'm not really starstruck and blah, 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 but I'm setting all that aside. Who did you meet in the acting world which for you meant like, holy smokes, I really met like the master?
You know, I gotta be honest with you, it's gonna probably be different than anybody would think. But when I met John Malkovich, bro. See, my thing is I like offbeat characters. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to do a movie with Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Makes this fucker tick. You know what I'm saying? I wanna talk to that guy. You know, and I know when you work with people, the downtime is so long that you can actually find out about people. But John Malkovich has always been somebody interesting to me to watch. You know what I'm saying? Very intelligent, and I'm not. I guess because I'm not the smartest cat. I tend to go for the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I want to hear them. I want to see their mannerisms, and sometimes I use that mannerism because it's just different. You know what I mean? It's a trip, man.
How did you meet John Malkovich? Were you guys riding Harleys together?
No. We did Con Air together. I was working with him for 4 months on Con Air, bro. That was my first gig. That was that job. They cut me out of the movie, but I made a chunk of money. That's how I quit my day job. I bought four houses in my barrio, and that was a job that made me say, "See you later."
Let me ask you a question, Milo. Because as I said, bro, there's a handful. There honestly is only a very small handful of guys like us working at that level. I want to know what happens when Emilio Rivera gets the call, or maybe, I don't know how this goes down, but he gets the call for something, and when he shows up for the call, I don't know, maybe a Danny Trejo and somebody else all show up for the same call. Has something like that happened, bro? Tell us.
Well, I'm going to tell you a fucking story, homie. It's going to blow your fucking mind.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Okay, check this out, homie. So I get Con Air, right? Okay, if you guys know the movie, there was a character named Johnny 23, right? Johnny 23, that was Danny Trejo, okay? Mm-hmm. When I got the role, Johnny 23 was not a rapist. Johnny 23 was a racist killer. He killed 23 black men, okay? That was a character. I got the role. I'm done. It's done. All of a sudden, we're going to film in 2 weeks. I get a call. Emilio, they need to talk to you at the studio. I go to the studio. They go, hey, Emilio, hey, man, we love your work. We love what you did. Johnny 23, we have too many killers on the plane. So we're making Johnny 23 into a rapist, not a racist killer. I said, cool, man, cool. You know, and he goes, I go, I can play a rapist. He goes, well, I was younger then, bro. I was, better looking. Mm-hmm. And he goes, well, Emilio, you're kind of a little bit too good looking to be a
rapist.
And I said, fucking put scars, bro. Fucking, because bro, it was a big gig. It was huge. Johnny 23, motherfucker, goddamn. And I go, bro, put scars. You can do whatever you want with me. He goes, Emilio, we're gonna put you on for the ride, but we're hiring Danny Trejo to play Johnny 23, the rapist. And that fucking, it broke my heart, homie. because the money was it was quite a lot different, but the money was still good. You dig it? It was my first big, movie ever. To be in that movie was huge, and that's how that came about, brother. And it's so funny you said Danny Trejo because that's what it was. That's what it was. See, the whole movie, everybody in the plane was a killer, so they had to put a rapist in there.
Right.
They changed it up, bro. That's my story on that. You know what? After that, Danny Trejo didn't have to ever audition again. I knew it would be a game-changing role.
You guys are, you two are good, man. He speaks extremely highly of you.
No, Danny is one of the most, one of the most realest guys, bro.
Yes.
And that guy, he helps everybody, bro. And he'll call my wife for her birthday. He'll call me for my birthday. You get a call from Machete, all of a sudden, all you hear is "Happy birthday" too. That's a beautiful thing,
brother. He calls me out of the blue on a regular. Just got a call the other day from out of the regular, and as soon as I hit speakerphone, but you know what? There's a lot of, I'd be lying to say that there's similarities, man. From me looking at it from outward perspective, there's similarities. There's a journey. There's some places you guys came from. There's just different things to it, but yeah, man. I just wanted to ask that. I thought that'd be funny because they're pulling from very small pond at times in casting guys.
Right, it's a small town.
But now, man, the pool is huge. The market for Latinos, Chicanos, Mexicanos is they're writing a lot for us now, bro. They really are. Because they're seeing at the end of the day, brother, it's about making feria, making money. And if there's money to be made, they're going to write about us. And I can actually say, because I get a lot of the scripts coming in and stuff, and man, a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of stuff that's not good too, but at least we're fine.
Right.
Good. We're going to send Emilio some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I think I'm glad to hear that the market's recognizing what has already always been the case.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Is that the Chicanos helped build this country and help build the culture. That everything you see, right? Half of what Stephen Iro is doing, I'm part American Indian, so I understand that aspect. But what Steve and I are constantly working on is, not just making opportunities or whatever, but showing where a lot of stuff that people they don't know, it came from Chicanos or it came from Latin Americans or whatever, and it's always been the case. Right?
And the thing is that you have to make it like people send me scripts, and especially if it's street related. The thing is, and I gotta say it to people, is that you gotta get away from the calo. The calo means the slang, the street slang, because sometimes when I talk to my guys, I talk the way I talk. When I'm around my like if I talk to Lucky on the side, I could speak to him the way I speak because he would understand every fucking word I say, in calo, in which is slang, on the street slang. But even nowadays, the youngsters, if I say a certain word, they don't know what the fucking word means. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes people write a script, and because they know what the word means, they put it through the whole damn script, and people are in the audience are going, "What the fuck did he say?"
Right.
So I'm saying, just keep it organic, bro. So we all understand it. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just better left out. Throw in a chale once in a while, orale once in a while, but don't try to make the whole thing all slang, bro, because then people get confused. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Or it starts to become like a caricature of the actual thing itself.
Exactly. We don't. You gotta stay. I just did two like that right recently. They just sent me scripts, and I said, you gotta cut that out right now, bro. And we're not going back to that was 30 years ago. Some people youngsters.
You don't know something, brother? I mean, let's get honest here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this because, and I was gonna put up a post, bro. So there's no hiding this shit, man. Chumahan's a screenplay writer from UCLA Film School. That me and Esteban have been developing content, that develop TV shows. We've got a lot on the line right now. And I was saying to Chumahan the other day, I was like, you know what? Since I've been a kid, I've watched media, whether it be the Partridge Family, the Brady Bunch, whatever it is, man. And I've been pitched the white dude's perspective.
Right.
On what family should be like, what I should wear, what women are attractive, what is, you know, and I found myself as a young kid trying to fit into this mold and never really buying it and it never really resonating with. And then go to movie theaters and see movies and it was like, man, I could never find myself in these characters. And then that grew into me kind of turning into who I am and then watching Hollywood try and portray my people or, you know, where I come from. And it is fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, I won't even, and I don't know, bro. It's like somebody wanted the short money so badly that they went ahead and put on the clown suit and did some like.
Absolutely.
And so now let me just say this, it's like at a point in time as me, Cartoon, and Estevan, the three of us were coming up in business, we were noticing all this. We're like, man, dude, it's like that ends up making us look cheesy, bro. Like they don't understand that that's fucking us all up. That shit's gay. That's not who I am. So I'm not going to support that. And
what happened is that let me get my dog out real quick, bro.
I mean, Steve, from an American Indian perspective, I can tell you right now that all the films for the last almost like 80 years have all been non-Indians playing Indians with fucking weird paint that's nothing. That has nothing to do with American Indians.
You could get it way deeper than I can.
I'm telling you, right?
Hundreds and hundreds of years.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Eyes Cody and all this shit. Those guys are Italians, and I'm not saying nothing against Italians.
Right.
I'm just saying they're not even Indian.
So the only reason I brought this up, Emilio, and the reason I said this right now is me, Chumahan, and a couple other guys got together and were like, you know what, bro? It ain't gonna change unless we take control and start developing the content ourselves.
Right.
Bringing on the real people, telling real true stories of the struggles that we went through that people like us are going to understand, man, and resonate. And that's the whole reason, Emilio, like this show is part of that reason. This show is part of that reason.
Yeah. Well, the thing is this, Karna, is that, you know what the thing was when I got in the game, the reason it worked out so good for me because the guys that were playing guys like us on the screen, they fucking suck, bro. It was embarrassing. When I would get hired, you know, I would do the audition that the way I thought they wanted to do it. I get the job, and once I got the highlight, bro, I say, I'm not doing that. What do you mean not doing that? I go, I'm not doing that because that's not what we do.
Right.
Let me show you how it's done. And bro, when word get around, like we got a real motherfucker here, I never stop working because, bro, if I don't want to mention names because I know everybody now in the business. But I don't want to mention movies. But bro, fuck, bro, it was embarrassing, bro.
Yes.
If you acted like that in the street, bro, you get a backhand, homie. You know what I'm saying? We were never that big. Less was always more in the guys. You know what I'm saying, bro? And it was embarrassing, homie. So then what was good is that the Arrasa, and I used to do a show, whatever. But anyway, most of my biggest fans were the people from the joint, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, homie, you fucking finally got something that throws it down the way it is, bro. The way it is, the way it's supposed to, the way we live. And I took that my upbringing from the streets into everything I worked on, then I became like a consultant, you know, on my own, whatever show I was working on. I said, no, this is how we do it, and they would listen, and they would fucking listen. They took heed what I was saying, and it just got better and better over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even when there was background, right? There'd be background, like the background, and they would be like, and I would go up to them, you know, with respect. I say, hey, bro, don't do that. Please do not do that. You don't behind me.
Put too much on it.
You know, I would watch the whole scenery, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I would just say, just go like that, bro. That's all it is. Because people will say action, they think they gotta act. No, you just gotta be. You know what I'm saying, bro?
They start putting too much cheese all over it, huh?
Yeah, bro. So I'll just tell them, just be, bro. Just give me one of these. Because you're being seen. If you're behind me, you're being seen, brother. So keep it real. And I would, and it was a trip because sometimes I'd be working on real cholos, and I would tell him, I go, is that what you're doing? That guy is Holmes? Is that what you're doing, Holmes? And I get kind of like mad when he goes,
hell no.
I go, what would you do, Holmes? And they would go like that. Go, that's all I need you to do, Colonel. Just keep it real.
Man.
Because they always think, you know, and I would not say it in a bad, I would just say, you know, in a respectful way,
right?
But just to make it look real, bro. You dig what I'm saying, Holmes?
Right. Dude, listen, let me tell you something, Mr. and Mrs. Earbuds. If you're listening right now, okay, you just got some serious game on two fronts from Emilio.
You may have to send money to not only Emilio but to the Hard Luck Show for the information you just received.
Because about 8 weeks. Because not only is he talking
That's
about
an 8-week course in like 6 seconds.
right. Not,
And you know what, bro? And you know why? And you know what? And you know what? They will drag you on for 8 weeks. Bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? The master class, online
And you know
master
what,
class
brother?
by
It's here
everybody.
it's here for the taking. It's here for the taking because I'm not here to make nobody. I'm not here to make feria on nobody. I'm already making a little bit of feria myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to teach, to show you so you can get there a little bit quicker, man. You know? Come
All
on.
right. And then, so let me just kind of put a frame around it because it was a double lesson that he just laid out right there. On the one end, he's laying out a lesson about capturing authenticity in the art form, right? He's saying, you know, you got to bring your own knowledge. You have to have somebody experienced and knowledgeable will be able to kind of control what's going on the set. If you got a bunch of blind fucking pilots, you ain't going to land the plane.
Or scared pilots, you ain't going to land the plane.
Right. The second part is he's saying, now, in your acting, the only reason why we're talking about it in this situation is just because this was the area. But his thing about, you're not here to act, you're here to be. That could apply to a British production of The Mousetrap in London. And the reason why I say that is because I read the book of, what the fuck is that British? I can't remember that actor's name, but he's been in everything. He's a British fucking dude. Blame it on Rio, all the way to Batman. Anyway, I'll think of it in a second, but he's a famous British guy. He said,
John.
no, he's like he's fuck.
Okay,
Special
go on.
K, intern, figure it out. Just sitting there listening to me rap. God damn, we got to work
Pull
around
that name
here.
up. Arnold.
Google that shit. homie.
Feria, bro. We got to, Jesus. Hey, but so anyway, that guy was saying that when he got a big part, actually, in London on Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap, okay, and this was like 1960. He said that there was a director on there, and this director was a fucking ball buster of ball busters, a real British cocksucker.
Right.
Okay. He said every time he stepped, he would just walk onto the scene, and the director would yell, "Cut!" And he would walk up to this actor and say, "Where in the script does it say for you to walk onto the scene?" And he wouldn't explain anything else. And they did that 20 times, and it took like 21 times for that actor to realize, he's telling me I'm not announcing. I'm supposed to just be coming into the room, not step on the stage. My body language and everything I've been doing has been, look at me, I'm stepping on the stage. Right, Emilio? And you're saying these guys,
you know, and
go ahead.
When we let all that shit go, you know, back in '95, I used to do this show called Bold and the Beautiful, right? And everybody was beautiful on the fucking show, and they put all this makeup in, and everybody looks beautiful, right? So, and you know, that's a long time ago, and I was a lot younger than then. And what happens, Cardinal, is you know, I was always worried. I got the jawline, I had the cheekbones, I had all that. I was a good-looking kid, right? And then, but not a kid, I was fucking 35, but still. Anyway, so I was doing my scenes. And I would be sure that my fucking chin was up, right, Holmes? Because I want to get that fucking jawline. I want to look female because everybody's so beautiful on the show, right? Well, you know, check this out. So I gotta tell you this, man. So I remember I'm doing this scene with my sister on the show, and it came out so whack, bro, because I was so worried about how I was gonna look when I said these lines, right? And that day when I saw it, Holmes, I said, fuck the way I look, you know what I'm saying? I want to be real, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And once I let that go, that vanity go, I mean, of course you got to take care of yourself and shit, but I'm saying, my acting got so much better. You dig what I'm saying? Because you know, in real life, when we turn, we get a double chin. We fucking got all this. You know, it's just life, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we don't talk like this all the time. You know, what the fuck, bro? It's fucking be weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once I let, and I learned, I'm glad I learned that in '95. And you know, I just just fucking be. That's all it is, Holmes. You know?
Right. And so, how hard is it then to be when you are on the set with maybe one of your heroes, and then there's also a bunch of, you know, production people walking around carrying fucking bowls of popcorn, whatever bullshit they do, and then cameras.
That's a great question.
Yeah, how hard is it to be? Because sometimes you see, right, like Joaquin Phoenix loses shit, like that virus goes around, and everyone watches him, and they go, hey, what's wrong with Joaquin Phoenix? I mean, the guy's fucking rich, he's getting laid, he's on everything, and then all of a sudden he fucking snaps because somebody's moving lights in the back. right?
You know,
but the truth
I
of that,
snap, bro. I
go ahead.
snap on my own self. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, and to this day, I still get nervous, homeboy. And you know what? Hopefully, I forever get nervous because that's my hood. That's my high. That's my fucking rush, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? I love the butterfly. I get it every fucking time before they say action, right, Holmes? I fucking dig it. But, you know, and I've been blessed to work with some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. But, you know, I got to tell you, man, because I've been a big admirer of Eddie Olmos, you know, from for a long time. So I saw him in Zuzu when I was 17, right? When I was 17. Check this out, Holmes. So when I'm 17, I heard they're doing a movie about, a play about cholos. I go, shit. I'll show you the real deal. So I went in all Bonnaroo with all my
To Zuzu?
At the Aquarius Theater.
Right, yeah.
I was 17 years old at the time. I went in like fucking. The reason I got in is because my ex-father-in-law back in the day, he was my father-in-law yet. You know, I was dating his daughter. He was a leader of Mecha at PCC, Pasadena City College. That's how we got those fucking Friedman tickets, homeboy. Front row center, homeboy, right? So when I was there, I'm sitting down. I'm fucking mad. I was mad. I used to mad dog myself in the fucking mirror. I was fucking weirdo, right? So I'm in the fucking front row, homie. Like, fuck these vatos. I want to fucking call them out, right, homie?
You want to jump on the stage and fight them?
I was a fucking idiot, homie. Okay, and they came out, bro, and they were fucking dancing and singing. And you know what, bro? I was fucking impressed, bro. I was like, I wanted to go on that stage. I really wanted to go. I want to do that shit, right? But I'm a tough guy, you know. That's actors, homie, in my head. I'm the real deal. That kind of that fucking pride shit, right, homie? And then, but Eddie almost blew me away as at Pachuco, right? So all these years, then I did my thing in the streets, and I saw Eddie doing his thing with life, bro. You know, feed me. He was helping the people and shit. I would always watch him. I'd be all fucked up. Where's that vato right there? That vato's doing good. That kind of shit, right? So all these years later, you know, I've worked on different things with him, but never with him. So just till last year, Holmes, me and Eddie Olmos finally did a scene together, Holmes, after all these years, right? And you know what, carnal, I gotta tell you, I was nervous as fuck, Holmes. I really know it was like because somebody I admired, you know, from afar for years, you know, and we had met over the years, man. But this is the first time that we're gonna bump heads, you know, and we're really bumping heads because I'm giving them a warning, like don't do this shit no more, right? So we do our thing. Everybody guys ready? We did our thing. We did it 3 times, and because we're trained, we're seasoned actors, but we did it 3 times and we were done. And we did our thing and we hugged each other. And I said, bro, this fucking thing is 42 years in the making, bro. This fucking scene was 42 years in the fucking making. You know what I mean? It was fucking badass, homeboy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, you know, it's shit like that. I got so many Hollywood stories that you never think would happen, and they happen. It's really weird.
I want to say that that's one of the most beautiful stories I've ever heard, my friend. I mean, honestly, I got to tell you, man, that's a beautiful. I love that on so many levels because on the one hand, you know, you could look at that and say that's destiny. You're right. Mm-hmm. Like
really, and you know what, bro? We have the same birthday. Our birthdays are on the same day, Holmes.
I saw that.
Right,
that's crazy.
And you know, how am I gonna say this? You know what? I know what it means. I'm maybe not in your situation, but I know what it means to see somebody up there doing something and having that pride go off in you, where you're like, man, fuck that. I could do. And then you work yourself up into a situation where now it's time to drop and chop. You fucking talk the big one.
Exactly.
Here you are.
Exactly. And you know what, bro? Last year, pre-COVID, he got the Nosotros Lifetime Achievement Award. And guess who presented it to him, Holmes? This is about the right here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's great.
And I told that the story I just told you right now. I told it on stage to 600 people, local. It was feeding.
I love that. And then you go back and you say, you know what? If you're going to live a life and you're going to experience it, that right there, going through that whole process and then being able to give an award and being able to share that just on a personal level to me is satisfying. Like that. At the time, and I said, when I was on stage presenting the award to him, I go, you know what? And until last week, me and Eddie got to work together. The scene was 42 years in the making, you know, and people went fucking nuts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the whole thing there is that don't quit, man. Don't ever quit, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, that's a powerful stuff. That's, you know, don't quit is a harder thing for people to understand, especially someone young. is real hard to understand because sometimes, and we were just talking about this, Steve, last show, not this last one, but the one where sometimes you start something and you get some kind of challenge, a fuck up, something that happens, and it starts to, you could interpret that as, oh, I'm not meant to do this.
Right.
You
It's
could-
going off the tracks.
It's going off the tracks. Or you could read that same thing and be like, no, this is teaching me something to get me to the success.
I'm still going. It's just going a different route. And I need to
Exactly.
allow
Very
it to
good,
go the
Lux.
different route.
That's right. Because you know what? We all have different routes, homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
never
when
know.
you look back at your life, if you were to look back right now at your career, what you're talking about, if you were resigned that could only go one way, and this is how I'm going to make it, and no other way is going to work, well, then you wouldn't be sitting there. I mean, it usually lands on your lap or comes from a way that you didn't even have planned out. And very often is the straight line from A to B the line that we travel. It never works out like that, bro. It's a scribbly line, and then if you hang on and you stay, you don't get up, you land there. And you're like, I don't even know how this happened.
Right. And no one
Exactly.
believes you. And no one believes you because you tell them exactly. You go, you know what? Like, I didn't plan all this, really. I mean, yeah, I wanted to get there, but the way it all happened, it was a fucking blah, blah. And everyone thinks that you figured that out for 20 years ago.
But that's why I love history books.
Yes.
Because you see these people and you read enough of these books and listen to enough stories. Dude, the best stories of these guys that lost everything. And you would have counted them out and they just dusted themselves off and just kept on going until it all cracks open for them. But there was dark. Lost it all. Right. I mean, I'm like, wow, dude, I would have given up way back then. But these dudes kept on going.
Again, 15 years ago, I lost everything in a divorce that man come. I started from scratch again, homie. It was good that I was already established. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of helped things out. But yeah, you build up, and all of a sudden, boom, everything is taken away from you. And I gave everything away to start it over again. But you already know how you did it. So you keep on going. You can never quit, homie. You can never. The thing is, bro, as many people that love me, I got just as many that hate me, and I never want nobody to see me down, homie. Now, you know what? And you know what? And you won't see me, even if I am down. I can't show that. That's one thing I can't leave, bro. Is my pride, homie. And, my dad used to say, "Your fucking pride is gonna kill you, man." And I go, "Well, then I'm gonna die a proud man." You dig what I'm saying? But those times it was different things. The pride was a different thing. Now it's just like on Instagram and stuff, I only post positive things all the time. And there's some things are not positive, but we all go through our own shit. So I don't have to post it so you can feel sorry for me because something's going on with you as well. You dig what I'm saying? So, man, just post a fun thing. Look, he puts up some posts.
We are
chin checks people. You chin check people. Yeah, no. And sometimes I read those and I go, that's a good fuck. I send you a message one time, but that's a great fucking post, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm paying attention to all yours too, though, Emilio.
Keep it real, homie. You know what I'm saying?
You do too, brother. I stay on you as well, man.
Yeah, man. Shit.
That
sometimes you put up some stuff. Sometimes I need to hear it too, bro. It's a chin check for myself.
Listen, brother, come on, bro. Let's get real right here. I'm posting that shit because that's what I need to hear. Just like I'm talking about the shit that I need to hear. It ain't
very good. Yeah,
you know what's up, dog.
There you go.
But hey, brother, man, Emilio, man, because I know that you have things. We're kind of moving into that hour and a half zone. I want you to just let some of my listeners know where we're at today. What are some things that they can look out for you in or find you?
All right, brother. Thank you for that, Lux.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, if you can, man, March 16th, Mayans M.C. season 3 is coming back. I gotta tell you, man, they wrote some heavy. Look, you're gonna trip, homeboy. Because everything they wrote about is what we've been through in our lives. Mm-hmm. And then they brought the actors that can fucking bring the hurt. There's gonna be a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. I'm so proud, homeboy. I was there till 2 a.m. last night, seeing some fucked up shit. Anyway, that's coming out March 16th. If you guys watch, man, you're gonna dig it. I also have another show called Family Business on BET. We just finished season 3, and then next month when I'm done with Mayans, I go to another show called On My Block, season 4. That's a kid's show, coming of age show. That's the only show my son can watch with me because the mother, she's too violent.
Right.
And yeah, man. And and I got a couple of things that are in the works that I can't talk about because the NDAs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I want to thank you, man. Listen to Big Lucks, man, because this is like one of the most realest podcasts where everybody goes deep into, you know what I'm saying, which is good. I can't go so deep no more, homie, because like I said, it bites me in the ass a little bit, and I gotta be trucha. But yeah, hey, thank you. I'm gonna keep listening to you, but I'm gonna keep reading your posts, homeboy, and I appreciate you having me on. You guys were great. You got some great questions, man. You had some great questions.
Emilio,
and that's how we learn together, bro.
That's
Without
right.
asking, we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
When I told these guys I had Emilio Rivera coming on, they didn't believe me.
Right.
It's like, you ain't gonna get that.
Come on, man. What are you saying?
So, brother, I mean, for you to take your time, obviously you're very busy, man. We support you.
Yeah.
What you do, what you stand for, what you're about. This is an open door invitation. You can always come on here, man. Use this platform to help promote. We will support you and we'll support your shows. And, brother, it's just an honor to have you on, man. I appreciate you in my life,
thank
man.
you for thinking about me, homeboy. The thing is I get hit up by podcasts all the time. Like once a day, I have everyone wants me. The thing is, I was waiting. I saw because I see your content and stuff, and I go, and I don't like to bother people neither. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. Right. So when you hit me up, see, I get so many messages on my down the messages. Sure. I was scrolling up. I go, fuck, you fucking hit me up 3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, I've been waiting for you to fucking hit me up because I'm not going to hit you up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, the voladas, I hit you up and I say, let's do this, homeboy.
Brother.
So thank you for thinking about me.
No,
homie.
man, thank you.
Cartoon and Esteban and Big Lep, we go back, homie. You know what I mean? Not as back like you do, but we go back at least 20 years, homie.
Yeah.
And they're solid motherfuckers, homie.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Just like you, bro. So we got to stay connected and we do this thing together, brother. That's how we do it.
I look forward to it, Carnal.
All right, listen, man. Thank you, Emilio.
Coming on, man. You guys have a great weekend. Great
hey,
meeting all of you, man. Hopefully we can do it in person one day.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for letting us see some of your art and what you do and how you think. And how you approach what it is that you do. And March 16th, right?
March 16th.
March
Yes, sir.
16th.
Everybody
tune in. If not, we're going to have Big Lep show up and put you in a headlock.
Yeah.
You don't want that because Big Lep is big.
Yeah, you don't want that. Mayans, all right? You guys tune in on the 16th. Big shout out to the Esteban Oreo, the Soul Assassins, the team over there, the Cookies team, Supermax, Vibes. And keep your eyes open for Hard to Kill, and always listen to the Hard Luck Show on Mondays and Thursdays.
Right on. Chumahan, I want to give a big shout out to Ovando Bowen, my law firm. We wear braids to court. You want to be represented by an Indian, I'm the man.
That's it.
And also I want to give a big shout out to Tigra, my daughter.
Yes.
I love her.
Big
Sean,
shout out
what
to
do you got?
Tigra.
I'm going to follow suit. Shout out to Coit,
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
Beautiful boy. And that's it.
Special
Sean at
K.
hotshot.com.
Special K, what do you got? Say something.
The Rizzo 28.
Yeah, I have nothing today.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
That was
Oh,
great.
yeah, then I got to shout out.
Your one chance.
One chance you blew it. Hey, shout out to Vincent and Sophia Luciano
Oh.
and Michael, my grandson.
And just to follow up, though, Special K did do great research. Michael Caine was the actor I was
Michael
talking about.
Caine. Fuck.
Badass, bro.
I was going to say John Cleese.
No, it was Michael Caine.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Michael Caine.
Right.
Hey, Emilio, have a great day, brother. And as we say about this time, adios, amigos from the Hard Luck
They watch
Show.
a Carnal.
Hey, if you
All right.
see Mr. Olmos, tell him fucking Battlestar Galactica was the shit.
That's right.
Yeah. Adios, Emilio.
Take care, brother. Have a good one. Gracias.
Support for Hard Luck Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for you to check your own oil. All right, just checking. All right, what did they say after that, Steve? What does it say right there?
It says, they obsess over all their technology developments to provide you with the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men nationwide. We have an exclusive offer for my listeners. We have exclusive offers for our listeners.
Right. Our listeners. Yeah, Budhead 805.
Yep.
Yeah, no one else can get this, Steve. It's only us. Only the Hard Luck Show is going to get these guys this kind of deal.
It's 20% off. Plus free shipping with the code, the activation code. What's the activation code?
HLS.
There it is there.
That's the activation code. You know, talking about that introduction actually excites me to go on to some talking points. What do you think about that?
Oh.
Do you have that same feeling like, hey, I want to do some talking points?
Yeah, me too.
All right. Like, for instance, what's one of the talking points that comes up for you?
Well,
It's great.
do you use the lawnmower 3.0?
I mean, you know what? It's a formulation from the perfect package, that lawnmower 3.0 kit. Mm-hmm. And listen, I'm not going to read this part. Host to talk about the time when he's hurt his balls while trimming below the belt, or a funny ball trimming story. How has Manscaped helped your confidence? I'm not going to talk about that part. But you know what I am going to talk about? I'm going to talk about Sean's balls. Oh, Blue Eyes.
The crop preserver?
No. Oh, Blue Eyes, dude.
Hey, crop preserver.
That's Special K's new name.
Hey, man, how about that
let's have
anti-fucking chafing of the ball?
Sean had chafing of the balls once. He was walking down the road. Remember when you got that ball hair knot, dude?
Well, here, Manscaped can provide you with an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, so your balls can just slide around and never get chafed.
You know what?
It's like putting olive oil on your balls.
Just spray a little bit of Pam. You know, like a little Pam on each.
Yeah, a little cooking grease
on each flat. Just on each of his ball wings. So
I'm about to get cooking.
Non-stick, over easy.
Non-stick,
over easy. That's how I like it.
I slap you in the face with my non-stick balls.
You know what we should do? We should make Special K shave his nutsack with one of these things and come back and report about it. Right?
And we could set up like a little four-way little curtain with a towel so that like while he's doing it, we can like get it all there, like waist high.
Right. And
get
what?
Like this.
We should record it. And film it. Yeah.
He'll be like this. Making all sorts of fuck faces.
Right. And you know what we should do is get like a like one of those like a packet of ketchup or something like that, and let's kind of just have like blood shoot up from the fucking thing or whatever. All right, look at
some squibs on him.
Right, squibs. That's exactly. I think that's what he actually has is a squib.
Yeah.
I think all these guys.
He looks like he had a couple squibs underneath his shirt.
I just love looking at his face when he's trying to explain something. It's the best. But anyway, listen. The point of the matter is, dude, this thing's got an LED light on it, which is real important because sometimes you got to really be able to see when you get way down under there.
Way down under there.
Yeah, like Big Timmy.
Yeah.
You know how much trouble? You know how many shadows are under Timmy's balls?
They need a fog light for Timmy. The LED light. Wow, a big one.
LED ain't going to cut it, bro.
It's like one of them construction lights at the construction sites that they're working at.
It's like when you're working on a car and you got that light inside a little cage with a hook on
those
it.
are the ones.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, he
can't even look at the light.
Nah, it's like staring into an abyss.
Right.
Light doesn't even come out from underneath Big Tim's balls. Anyway.
Well, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the crop reviver, bro. You know, this product along with other products really has helped me out with my balls sweating, the smelling, the sticking. Because I just have such a problem with my balls smelling and sticking together.
You know, I
don't have that problem anymore.
You know what? I know a guy that every day after he fucking takes his underwear off, he fucking gives it a good whiff. I think he likes his own smell. Just a deep one. But this is going to cut all that right out.
Just to keep you in check.
Right.
Keep yourself in check.
Just an old eye
opener. I got a snippet to keep myself in line every now and then, like a dog.
That's an old eye opener. Listen, you know what they did?
When I need a moment of clarity, I shove my hands down my pants.
I'm not kidding you. He was an amateur boxer and he got knocked out. They didn't even put smelling salts. They just took his chonies and stuck it right in his face, woke him right up, bro. All right, listen, they threw two free gifts into their perfect package. A pair of high-performance boxer briefs that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day. I got a feeling that their target audience is guys with real stanky nads. Like serious fucking funky junk dudes, right?
Funky junk.
Right. Trim that junk of yours. 20% off free shipping with the code HLS Manscaped. Your balls will thank you, right? So will your chonies. 20% off. That's it. That's the commercial. Manscaped. That's it. Listen, if you want us to get paid and keep doing what we're doing, I don't give a shit. Go on their goddamn website and buy some shit from Manscaped. They supported the show back when there was no McDonald's commercials, back when there was none of that NBC Peacock shit, no orange bike. And you know what? At least Manscaped's got the fucking brass ones to let us fucking run our own goddamn commercial instead of having some fucking loser singing about an orange bike, right?
And you people out there, my listeners, tell some people, tell your friends about the show. If you want us to keep on going, we need your support. It's up to each and every listener to get out there, man. Tell your friends about this show. We need the support if you want us to keep going.
Dude, we didn't even talk about the fucking, that agent dude, Kevin Smith's agent that we talked to, who gave us this few pointers and how we were thinking about it. We got to do that. All right, anyway, listen. Manscaped, motherfucker.
Manscaped.